Hello, Rinkrats. We're back to some more Buffalo Sabres franchise mode in FHM 12. And in the last one, we went through the offseason, in which it was very eventful, or at least I thought it was going to be eventful. We approached multiple players, but we only ended up getting a couple of them as we take a look at the transaction log here. We got Arturi Lehkonen out of free agency. We also got John Marino. And we made a trade for Scott Morrow in exchange for Owen Power and a third-round pick. I wanted to get a right-handed defenseman in there. And then to replace Power, we obtained the rights to Riker Evans, who, unfortunately, we're still unable to sign for some reason, as I cannot offer him a contract. I can't even edit his contract for that matter. I can't switch his team from free agent. He appears to just be a lost cause, unfortunately, as I try to offer him a contract here, submit match offer, that does nothing. So unfortunately, Riker Evans is going to have to be a lost cause, at least for the time being, unless the game decides to unbug itself. So unfortunately, that does leave a bit of a hole in our lineup on defense. We have Dahlin and Byram on lefty, then you have Morrow, Marino, Kesselring, Jones, and Fleury on right D. Now, I was looking at the trade block in between episodes, and there is a particular right defenseman who is available for the Minnesota Wild, and that would be the 25-year-old Brock Faber. That's right. He is a 3-star ability, 4-star potential, already 25 though, so I doubt he's going to hit that 4-star potential, making 8.5 for 6 years. And he's a pretty good shutdown defenseman. He's got that 16 shutdown defenseman rating. He's got some really good ratings all around. He had 35 points in 68 games played last year for Minnesota, 67 grade. He does have a no movement clause, but we are on his NTC exemptions list, so we can make this trade for Faber. And what we're going to do is we're going to have Minnesota retain 50% of his salary. So he's only making 4.25 for the next 6 years. I really like that. And who we're going to be sending the other way, naturally, since we're getting a quality player, we're going to have to send a quality player back in return. And that is going to be Yuri Kulak. He's on a 4-year deal worth $3 million roughly. He's a 3-star ability, 3.5-star potential, 23 years of age. He's a really good offensive player. He had 25 goals, 47 points last year for us, 66 grade. So why am I giving him up? Well, here's the thing. We have plenty of forwards, right? We have plenty to work with offensively, but finding solid defensemen has not come easily for us so far. And I really think that Faber would be a good defensive partner for Dahlin. However, Morrow could also work on that top pair with Dahlin. And then you have, let's say, Byram with Mr. Brock Faber. So I think this is going to be a really good trade for our defensive core. And what this also does, it gives Oslin more playing time, who is relatively in the same role as Kulak because he has Benson and Thompson ahead of him on the depth chart, right? So I figured I had to trade either one of Kulak or Oslin, and Kulak does have more value for this particular trade for some reason. Minnesota really wants him, so we're going to add Kulak to this trade. And once again, getting Faber on there, 50% of his salary retained. And what we're also going to include in this trade is the rights to Maxim Sturback. He is 22 years of age, I believe. Yes, indeed. He's a 1-star ability, 2.5-star potential at 22. So I'm not particularly confident that he's going to be able to reach the level that he would need to be for the NHL. So we're going to add him to this deal. And that's apparently not enough for them. But what is enough for them is a 7th-round pick. Although I feel like I should be adding just a little bit more to this for Brock Faber, especially since they're retaining 50% of his salary. So I'll add a 4th-round pick from Edmonton for this year's draft. So Kulak, the rights to Sturback, a 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick in the 2028 draft in exchange for Brock Faber at 50% of his salary retained, offer trade. And there you go. The Minnesota Wild have accepted our offer of Yuri Kulak, a 4th-round pick, a 7th-round pick, and the rights to Maxim Sturback in exchange for Brock Faber at 50% of his salary retained. Complete trade. There it is. What a deal for your Buffalo Sabres to bring in a solid defenseman like Faber. So at this point, we have 8 defensemen. I think I'm going to send down either Jones or Fleury because we have 6 right-handed defensemen now. And I think I'll send down Jones because he got that 58 defensive grade, whereas Fleury has the 82. And despite the fact that we have Faber now, I would like to get another lefty in there. I mean, that was going to be Riker Evans, but, you know, he's just stuck in limbo here. So I think we're going to have to find another guy, unfortunately. Oh, wait, good. Okay, I can edit Evans now. I can edit Evans now. So wait, can I offer him a contract officially? No, I could just match the offer, but that appears to be bugged. So what I'm going to do is just change his contracted team to your Buffalo Sabres, and I'll give him what I was going to offer him. There you go. I'm pretty sure he was asking for, what was it, 4.1, I believe. somewhere around there. I'll give him 4.5 for 3 years. There you go. Will that work? Yes. All right, good. Good. I don't know why that was broken before, but here's we have Riker Evans on our roster now, so that's good. And now I'll send down Fleury. And we're actually making one more trade here before we begin. It's not going to be anybody too crazy. It is Alexander Venberg of the San Jose Barracudas. He's apparently in the AHL right now, so it shouldn't take much to trade for him. 33 years of age, making $4 million for 1 year. I'm going to try to retain that cap. He's a 2-star ability, 2.5-star potential. He's pretty good defensively, though. 16 positioning, 15 checking, 14 faceoffs, 17 defensive read, good mentally. He's got that 16 back checking forward rating for the AHL, so I'm not sure how that's going to translate to the NHL. I'd imagine it's not going to be as good, but it's a nice veteran for the fourth line to help out defensively. I'm not going to be giving up too much for this. We might honestly be able to just get away with giving them Von Barnicow or something. Yeah, we could do that. So the rights to William Von Barnicow, the 24-year-old center, 1-star ability, 1-star potential. Not really concerned about him. In exchange for Alexander Venberg at 50% of his salary retained, offer trade. We'll see what they say. Oh, both Jones and Fleury claimed off waiver. That's unfortunate. Honestly, I may as well claim one of these guys as well. Maybe Texier or Novak. Actually, no to Novak. He's got the $4 million salary for the next 4 years. Don't like that at 30 years of age. Yeah, if anybody, it'd be Texier. He's got that 16 positioning, 16 speed, 16 acceleration. He could be a nice depth player if needed. And he's only making 2.5 for the next 3 years. That's not too bad. The game actually considers that a great contract for him. So yeah, I think I'll claim Texier. Oh, really? The Sharks said no to that. Okay, so they need to get some salary back in return. So even for them, even retaining 50% of his salary is not enough. Thing is, I don't really want to give them anybody who's making anything significant here. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work because I don't want to be giving them anything too crazy. So did we get... No, it doesn't look like we got Texier. Okay, Vancouver got him. All right, then let's try to claim Pelletier. He's on waivers right now for Utah. He's at 2.5-star ability, making a minimum salary. 16 positioning, good physical ratings, good mental ratings, pretty good offensively as well for a 2.5-star. So try to get him as a backup player. Oh, it didn't even occur to me that the regular season has started. So I guess we'll go over our roster real quick. And all right, so game 1, we have a 8-2 win over Boston. But anyway, here's a look at our roster heading into year number 3. You have Luukkonen and Levi in net. On defense, you have Dahlin, Evans, Byram, Marino, Kesselring, Morrow, and Faber, who has dropped down to a 2.5-star. And then at forward, you have Thompson, McKenna, Greenway, McLeod, Benson, Lehkonen, Ostlund, Helenius, Doan, Geertsen, Krebs, Nuchev, and Wahlberg. So it doesn't look like we got Pelletier either. All right, then you know what? Let's try to trade for Miles Wood. He's on the trade block for Columbus. 17 hitting, 14 positioning, 15 checking, decent physical category, pretty good mentally as well. He's got the 14 grinder rating. Last year for Columbus, he had 29 games played, 11 points, 59 grade. So I'm not going to give up too much for him, but I just want to see what they would be willing to take for him. Oh, okay. We could just send them the rights to Sean Keohane, who is 22 years of age, half-star ability, 1.5-star potential. Not exactly going to be anybody who we're going to be moving into the future with, so we'll offer this trade to them. And there it is. They have accepted our trade offer of the rights to Sean Keohane in exchange for Miles Wood at 50% of his salary retained. Complete trade. So with that out of the way, let's get underway with season number 3. Oh, Gavin McKenna down, major injury, 2-3 weeks. Peyton Krebs, major injury, 1 to 2 months. Okay, so we're on December 1st. We are 21-9-3, which is good enough for second in the Atlantic Division with 45 points. We're in a pretty solid position right now, and everything's looking pretty good. So let's take a look at the player stats. You have Thompson leading the way as always with 36 points in 33 games played, but he looks like he has a little bit of help this year for once. You have Benson with 29 points in 32 games played. He is great to start this season. Then Helenius with 23 and 28. You have Greenway with 22, Byram with 22, Ostlund and Faber with 21, McLeod and Dahlin with 20, Lehkonen and Nuchev with 17, McKenna only with 15 in 24 games played. Then you have Doan with 14, Kesselring and Morrow with 10, Evans with 9, Marino with 8, Wood, Wahlberg, and Geertsen with 5, and then Krebs with 4. And then in goal, you have an .892 save percentage for Luukkonen in 19 games played, and then an .894 for Levi in 15 games played. So goaltending not doing too good of a job this year, but it seems like we're able to make up for it with our offense. So let's see if the team stats confirm that. Goals for per game, yeah, we're first in the league in goals for per game with a 3.61, and goals against per game, we are 14th in the league with a 2.76. Face-offs, we are 4th in the league with a 52.3. Power play, we're 20th in the league with a 13.6. And penalty kill, we are 25th in the league with an 82.2. So looks like 5-on-5 scoring is doing a really good job here, because certainly not the power play or the penalty kill that's helping us out, and goaltending not so much either. So we must be really good with 5-on-5 there. But hopefully things will get a little bit better once McKenna and Krebs are back from their injuries. So compared to our team stats, we are in a surprisingly good position right now. Once again, probably thanks to our offense, and hopefully that'll get a little bit better once McKenna and Krebs return from their injuries. I mean, obviously I wish we'd be better on the power play and penalty kill, but you know what? We're succeeding as a team, so I don't have much to complain about. So we're going to go ahead and simulate another month or two. Oh, Hellenius down 2-3 weeks. All right, so we're now on February 1st. We're 43-16-3. Good enough for first in the Atlantic Division, and we have a 10-point cushion on the Boston Bruins currently. So, I mean, that's remarkable, and we're actually first in the league as well. So I'm not sure how we did it, but this team has quickly turned things around, and we're going to take a look at the player stats here. You have Thompson, as always, 76 points, 62 games played, 48 goals already. He might be on pace for 60 this year. We'll see. And then you have Benson with 48 and 60 games played, Hellenius with 44, Greenway with 42, Osland and Dahlin with 41, McKenna and Byram with 40, and that's 40 and 49 games played for McKenna. So McKenna having a very good season in his sophomore season. Then you have 37 for McLeod, 35 for Faber, 34 for Doan, 33 for Nuchev, 31 for Lehkonen, 19 for Evans, 17 for Morrow, 14 for Kesselring and Marino, 11 for Wood, and 10 for Krebs, 7 for Wahlberg, and 6 for Gerson. And then in goal, you have a 907 save percentage for Levi in 34 games played and 4 shutouts, and then an 894 for Luukkonen in 29. So Levi getting it done this season. So that's good to see out of him. I wish Luukkonen was doing better, but all things considered, this team is pretty darn good right now. Let's take a look at the team stats. Goals for per game, we're first in the league with 3.63. Goals against per game, we are fourth in the league with a 2.52. Face-offs, we are 8th in the league with a 50.8. Power play, we're 6th in the league with a 17.2. And penalty kill, we're 13th in the league with a 87.1. And remember where that was before. Where was it? I think it was like 25th in the league at an 82% or something like that. So we have gotten much better over the course of these past 2 months, and I'm really liking where this team is headed. And as far as upcoming FAs, there's really not many this year. We only have Gerson, Krebs, and Johnson. That's it. So I don't think there's really anything that we have to do here at the trade deadline. I think we just take this team straight into the playoffs and see what they can do, because this team has definitely earned the right to do that, because we're clearly just, besides the fact that Luukkonen is struggling a little bit, we're just a well-oiled machine right now. And obviously you have younger guys like McKenna and Hellenius getting better. So you figure it's only a matter of time before this team's really going to start shining on a regular basis. And I hope that the run that we're on right now is indicative of, basically all future years of this GM mode, or at least while we have this core, right? So I think, we just advance straight to the playoffs here. All right, we're at the end of the regular season. We have finished 57-23-4 with 118 points, first in the Atlantic Division and first in the league. That's right. We have won the President's Trophy with your Buffalo Sabres. So it's just been a very unexpected turn of events, as this team has gotten much better than I thought we would be anytime soon. So let's take a look at the player stats and see what's going on. You have Thompson with 63 goals and 95 points on the season. Then you have Benson with 63. So a 32-point gap between Thompson and Benson. And then you have Dahlin with 59 points. So that's, I believe, the highest amount that he's had so far in the simulation. Yeah, by quite a lot, actually. Then you have Greenway with 53, Osland with 52, 33 goals, Byram with 52, Hellenius with 51, McLeod with 49, McKenna with 46 and 62. He was injured twice this season. He's going to be back for the playoffs, though, I believe. And then you have Doan with 45, Nuchev with 43. Just a lot of depth scoring on this team. So in addition to the star scoring in Thompson, you have a lot of depth. Then Lehkonen and Faber with 42. Then it drops down to Evans with 27. Krebs and Morrow with 25. Wood with 20. Marino with 19. Kesselring with 17. Gerson with 10. And then Wahlberg with 8. And in goal, You have a 908 save percentage for Levi in 51 games played and an 891 for Luukkonen in 35. So hopefully Levi gets the start during the playoffs. But besides Luukkonen, this team was fantastic this season. I really had no reason to doubt at any point that we'd be making the playoffs, but certainly was not expecting 57 wins. So let's take a look at the final team stats for the season. Goals for per game, we finished second in the league with a 3.55. Goals against per game, we finished fifth in the league with a 2.55. Faceoffs, we finished 17th in the league with a 50.1. Power play, we finished sixth in the league with a 16.7. And penalty kill, we finished 15th in the league with an 86.6. So yeah, once again, really, other than Luukkonen, not much to complain about. So let's advance and see what we have in the playoffs. Yep, there you go. McKenna is back healthy on the roster, so good to have him back for game number 1 of the playoffs. And we will be facing the 45, 33, and 6 Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round of the year 3 playoffs. So I think with that being done, we're going to end things off here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.